Well, good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing great. Welcome to fall. It is, as I'm recording this, it is September 3rd, and I am looking forward to this fall, doing some projects, and that brings me to the point of this video. So I have a client who has requested some trails built on his land. It's really inaccessible, and he wanted this trail down on his property. And since I don't really have the time to build trails by hand anymore, I decided that I would buy a mini excavator and cut the trail with that. For a couple different jobs in the past, I rented a Kubota U17, and it was a good machine, but honestly, it was a little bit big for building foot trails. The Kubota U17 is at its widest, which is where it's most stable, is about 4 feet, maybe just shy of 4 feet, and it's also a little bit heavier machine. It's about a 4,000 pound machine, and it did a really good job. It made like a kind of a nature trail type thing, but for what the client wanted, it was actually a little too wide. So I got rethinking, and I didn't like renting because it's just profit that goes out or comes out of my pocket, and it's the inconvenience having to go pick up a machine that I rented and all that. So it's just a lot easier to have my own machine. So when I was in the market for mini excavators, I looked on Facebook Marketplace and I found a few Kubotas and Bobcats, whatever, but they were all 25,000, around that. But when I was on Facebook Marketplace, I saw these machines. They all had Briggs Stratton engines. There was different brand names on them, but I found out that they are Chinese made excavators, and at first I was like, no way. But after I got looking, I realized you can get them for about 10,000. And I started looking at other videos on YouTube and reviews online. But when I actually got looking at these machines seriously, I decided, well, what would be so bad about them? They seem to be fairly reliable. They're not going to get you the hours that a Bobcat or Kubota will get you with, with diesel engines. But the upside is that they're about a third of the cost, and parts are pretty accessible. So if you say blow a hydraulic motor or a hydraulic cylinder, something like that, you can get the parts. There has become a market here in the US for these little machines, and now they've just become so common that it seems like you can get parts. So I bought this machine off of a website called Tool Lots. They are located in the US, in California. And it took me a while to finally settle on this one. I kept looking, and I was like, well, maybe I'll find a good deal on Kubota or a Bobcat, whatever. But I could not find any that were anywhere close to $10,000. So this one here, I picked it up from Tool Lots online. It was $9,200 and had free shipping. Now, the only downside for me was it took a while to get here, because the first time it shipped, I think their carrier must have gotten in a wreck, because it said that it was damaged, and then it returned to the terminal. And then the next company that took it, I saw some really bad reviews of them, like missing their deliveries and stuff. So finally, when it came time, it arrived at the Portland terminal, I decided, okay, well, to eliminate that side of it, I'll just go pick it up myself. And I ended up being gone at the time, but I requested that my brother pick it up, so he picked it up for me, and it finally, after, I don't know, a month and a half maybe, I have this machine at my home. So this is the HT10. It is 2,000 pounds. It has the Briggs Stratton engine, as you can see, and I really like the black. I saw a bunch of other ones that were like green color and yellow, whatever, but I particularly liked this black one. So I really didn't know what to expect when it came to a Chinese machine, but I'm very impressed with what I got. So right here it has the plumbing and the foot pedal for hydraulic thumb, which I actually have on order, so look forward to seeing that. It's super compact. As you can see, I think the tracks are about 4 feet long or something like that. It's got the nice little blade on it. Very functional. One of the things that I don't like is these little rings seem to be very thin for the shaft going through there. That's kind of one of my only complaints so far. I haven't really ran this machine much, but I mean, by looking at it, it seems pretty solid. I mean, that's good thick metal. And you know, the other thing is, in my opinion, the bucket seems a little bit thin, but all the coupler thing here, that is nice and thick. So that's the main thing. I mean, for the most part, I mean, for 10 grand, I mean, that's not too bad. So one complaint I have is that when I got it, it came with 69.3 hours or something. I ran a little bit since then, but I think what happened is when it was maybe being assembled or whatnot, they left the switch on or something like that, because the engine itself, I don't see any signs that it has hours on it, and everything else seems to be brand new. So I'm guessing, and that was one of the reviews I saw, that they tend to rack up hours if you're not careful, just based on that switch. And I think some people say that switch doesn't work. Anyway, whatever it is with mine, it doesn't actually have close to 70 hours, I don't think. So let's go ahead and start it up. So put the choke, actually turn on the battery, and you should be good to go. I checked the oil. Just like that. So everything is very functional. It has standard controls, same as my Bobcat. It doesn't have a switch, you know, to switch between ISO and SAE, but you can actually, if you need to switch, you know, to backhoe controls, I've seen videos you can get into this panel right here, switch that, but I personally run these standard controls. So these controls are a tiny bit tight, like you push here and it's a little bit stiff, but you know, it's very functional. The controls are actually they're actually not bad in terms of controllability. I saw some videos of it being, you know, a little too responsive, but personally, I don't actually think it's too bad. It's very, you know, if you're good with controls, it's you know, you can control it pretty much just like another machine. It's just, you know, it is smaller, so it will, you know, can be a little bit faster, a little bit zippier, but that's just the way they are. So on the right hand side, we have the blade. Raise the blade. Here is the forward, backward, and over here is the throttle. And then also, I didn't show you this, there's this light. Let me show you. Nice bright LED. And as I mentioned before, I am getting rid of this manual thumb. I already ordered a nice little hydraulic cylinder thumb. It's all, you can get a kit. It comes with lines and the thumb and then the mounting hardware, I think. So it just mounts right in there, just 2 bolts, mounts right on there, and then that lower one. And then I will be able to pick up anything I want, and it's just gonna be so much better with the hydraulic thumb on there. Very solid machine, it seems to be. Of course, I haven't run it too much yet, but as far as everything is, you know, like the steel seems to be good quality. You know, I guess one thing I haven't mentioned is the paint quality. Apparently the paint is not the greatest. I will find that out soon enough. But hey, in my opinion, looks, you know, aesthetics is kind of not as important as actual functionality. So if this machine will do what it says it's supposed to and make, you know, be able to build trails with it, man, you can't get much better than that. I just realized the reason the bucket was squeaking is because there is this one that I need to install a Zerk there, and then also on this one they have the one on the side, but I don't think it goes to that directly. Okay, a nice little touch also with this machine, it came with a tools box, and inside it there is crescent wrench, I think a spare hydraulic filter, some extra grease zerks, and a few other wrenches. Also it came with some grease gun, which is pretty cool. I already have grease guns, but yeah, there's like the basic tools you need to operate or fix it or whatever. So that is pretty neat. So they did a good job manufacturing this machine, but they could use some help with their English. So here it says, forbid people to near when working. So I hope that helps if you're looking to get one of these. I personally think if you're not going to be using it all the time and you want something that's affordable and that'll get the job done, that's pretty inexpensive to maintain as well, this machine could be your option. I hope to do more videos like on this next trail job that I have coming up. I hope to film that and hopefully not have to film a breakdown or something like that, but I'm pretty sure it'll do a good job, because from the other reviews I've read and the other videos I've watched, they seem to be fairly reliable machines for what they are. You know, it's not going to be a Kubota or Bobcat, or Komatsu, you know, one of those higher end Japanese made, but you know, for 10 grand, and you know, you can't go wrong with that. So I will let you know how this machine works out.